code everything.
Alright guys, we are back in free code camp doing those intermediate algorithm scripting, Bonfire, Diff 2 arrays. So what are we trying to do here? So do we reset this? Okay, cool. So essentially we are taking in two arrays, numbers and strings and everything else, and we want to return a new array with stuff that is unique to both of them. So for instance, if the word the is in the first array but not in the second array, we're going to add the to the new array, and vice versa with the array 2. So how do we do that? So they give you a nice start. This is exactly what I would do, except I would call this holder array. I don't know why, but that's just kind of what I've been doing. So, and also I've been getting a lot of request to zoom in more when I type, so we're going to be trying out a 150% zoom, so this should make the videos a little bit better and a little bit easier to see. So let's go ahead and get started. So we create a temporary array because we're going to be pushing to that array, and we're going to need some for loops, and they give you some methods here. The easiest thing that I thought was, I remember using index of, and it would run through an entire array, and then if it got a result of -1, when you compared it with another array or an element such as like a string, it would, when it returned -1, it would tell you that it's not contained within it. So to me, that was the first sign to go, and so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with a for loop, and we're going to create a variable here, just as we normally would, and we'll say for 0, while I is less than the first array, r1.length. And keep going, I++. I'm getting thrown off by the zoom a little bit. That's kind of interesting. So next thing we want to do is we want to check our second array. So we want to say, while our second array dot index of doesn't contain any one of our values here, or if it's equal to -1, we want to go ahead and push it. So if it's not contained within those values, just in the array, not one index of the array, the whole array, that's why we're using index of, we are going to push it to our array here. So we have R1 and then I. So let's go ahead and run that and make sure we're good to go right here. So what happened when we ran that? New R is not defined. Oh. So cool. So we passed a few things here, but the issue that we had is we're only checking one array if it's not contained there. If each array has a unique word in it, we need to check them both. So what are we going to do? The easiest thing to do is just write another for loop. You see right here we're checking the second array, and now we just need to check the first array. So all we're going to do here is basically copy our code over. In this case, we're just going to have a j variable, so we'll say for j of our j is equal to 0, while j is less than the array 2.length, because we're checking that one now, j++. And then we're going to do an if statement. It's going to be exactly reverse. We're just checking array 1 dot index of and saying, look, man, if it doesn't contain our second array item within your whole array of array 1, we're going to need you to tell us that by setting it equal to -1. And then we're going to say, okay, cool. It's not in that one. We want to then holder array dot push the first array onto it, or excuse me, the second array onto it. And there we go. So that was the difference of two arrays. So why don't we, as always, let's put in some code here. So this for loop, some comments rather. This for loop is here to iterate through array 1 if second array 2 doesn't contain items in array 1, add it to a new array. And we'll just put right here vice versa switch array 1 with array 2. So always put the comments in there. It's going to really help you out down the line. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope this kind of explains what's going on. So again, we're just iterating through both arrays in separate for loops, and any place that the one array doesn't contain the other array with our index of, it returns a -1, and we know that we can then add it to the new array. So I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to thumbs up, like the video, subscribe, share it if you have a friend that's stuck on it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.